host tonight, and I'd like to thank you all for attending this. That tells me that you're really interested in making a difference on your website. You're interested in getting new clients, patients, that you want to improve your internet marketing. Well, we can help you with that, and I'm so glad that you came here. Just a few housekeeping things. If you do have other screens open, or you're going to chat on your email or your iPhone, or you're going to look at Facebook, then perhaps that would be more important to you than actually finding out how to make more money in your business. So if you could turn off all that stuff, focus your attention on this, because if you do pay attention, you're going to get an immense amount of resources that you can actually implement and use that will pay huge dividends on your internet marketing. And like I said, I do appreciate you coming tonight. So for those of you that stay, one more thing, success is a matter of principles. I always love that saying by Dale Carnegie, but it's only applicable if and only if you implement them. And that's the key, because most people don't implement. They don't do much of anything. So if you do, stay around to the end. I have a special free gift for everyone. And this is something that has gotten our clients tons of new patients. And I'm going to give it to you for free. So I hope you can stay around to the end. Like I said, I do appreciate you taking the time to come to this webinar. So let's start. The internet. What a wealth-building puzzle it is. But it is a puzzle, and all the pieces have to fit together. You have to be able to attract people, and you either attract them online or offline. You have to be able to convert people once you attract them to your website. Then you have to be able to retain those prospects and your existing patients and your existing clients, because that's where the money is. That's where the real money is in anybody's business. And if you want to be successful, integrate it all together. And the glue that holds all that together is your marketing. The successful marketer takes all the pieces of the puzzle and makes them work together. You can use things on a standalone basis, but if you want to really propel your business, integrate them together. And it's not that difficult. So tonight we're going to talk about conversions, specifically website conversions. But as we know, you have to be able to attract people to your website. And how do we do that? We do that through search engines. We know that 95% of the people, when they want something, they Google it as opposed to looking it up in the yellow pages. So you have to be able to attract people to your website. And how do you get to the front page of Google? Simple. You either pay for traffic with Google AdWords or banner ads, or you provide the search engines with the information they want, so you are the recognized expert in your field, which is called organic SEO. And we know 80% of the traffic goes to organic SEO, 20% goes to the pay-for traffic. We also know, because we provide both services, that the organic search engine optimization traffic is better traffic than the pay-per-click traffic. Not that pay-per-click doesn't work, because it does, but that's where you should start, because that's the most trusted spot. Because if you haven't implemented any marketing processes on your website that converts visitors to prospects and prospects to patients, you're wasting your money by doing pay-per-click or paying for search engine optimization to drive people to your website. We see this time and time again. People are so concerned with getting traffic to their website, and they figure once they've got it to their website, well, it's a done deal. I'm automatically going to get patients. I'm automatically going to get new clients. It doesn't work like that. Because as you know, people, once they go to one website, they're going to go to multiple websites. So what's going to get them to stop on your website? Well, if we know the purpose of your website, which I believe everyone here at this webinar tonight does know the purpose of their website. I think we all know the what we want our website to do. We want it to make us money. It's the how-to that's very elusive. And that's where most people fall down. It's the how-to. What do we do to make that happen? You see, 94% of all failure is a result of the system, not the people. And most people who have a website have no system. What they've done is they've gone to a website design company to get a nice design or to get something that they like, or they've talked to a design company and said, hey, I like this. Do this for me. Without any consideration at all to any marketing processes, without any consideration at all to having a system. And if you want to be successful, you have to have some sort of system. Because it's a system that's trackable, that's measurable, and it will make you successful. So that's why we're here tonight. We're here because we want to study some actual case studies of how to transform your website into an automated client-patient attraction conversion system. So, where are we going to start? We're going to start with 95% of websites that make these 7 most common website mistakes. Now, there's a ton more, but we're going to just concentrate on 7 because this is where most people fall down, and it makes a big, big difference right out of the gate. So the first one is there's no online marketing process. You don't know what you want to accomplish, and there's no process to accomplishing that. You see, you have to understand, or you have to figure out for yourself, what do you want the visitor to do when he comes to your website? And if you can get that down, then you have to put yourself in the shoes of your visitor when they go to their website, and then you got to make it perfectly clear so you understand what you're supposed to do. And you want to help them get the information they want as soon as possible, because we all know no one has any time anymore. We want stuff, we want it now. We want it immediately. We want the answer now. We don't want to go looking for it. We don't want to go trying to find it. So give it to us. There's no irresistible offers put on your website. There's no email capture. You see, if you don't capture an email, then you have no way to automatically and sequentially follow up with that prospect to create the relationship. There's no call to action buttons on every page. You may get them interested in something, but if you don't ask them right away if they want to get your service, if they want to buy, if they want to do something, what's going to happen? That means they got to go looking for it, or they'll probably get to it later. You want to get them when they're hot. So put your call to action buttons on every single page. No testimonials on the first page. We know that what other people say about your product or services is infinitely more believable than what you have to say. I expect you to tell me that you're the best. I expect me to tell you that, or you to tell me that you have the best services. But when someone else says it, now it's a lot more powerful. That's why infomercials are so successful. That's why the weight loss ads are so successful, because they show the before and after of an actual person who lost that 50 pounds, 80 pounds, 120 pounds, and he's recommending the product. Put your testimonials on the front page. And the home page headers are way too big. It's valuable real estate. Now there's another one in there which is very, very important, but it's not an actual system that goes on your website, but it's something that your website has access to, and that's reports. See, one nice thing about the internet is everything is measurable and trackable. You have reports on your website. They'll tell you how many people went to the first page, and that's as far as they got. They bounced. So what's your bounce rate? What's your page depth? Which pages are they going to? You got to be able to track and measure them. Did they go to your contact page? Did you put anything there? So that's very, very important to start taking a look at your stats. That's why we look at all our client stats, because they're important. They tell a story. So here's the before websites. This is why you all came here, to take a look at the before and afters. Before and afters are always very compelling, aren't they? That's why we put them on our websites, is because it's a before and after. People want to go there. So it's the same thing. Here's the before. Now, some of these websites are very, very nice. People have invested thousands of dollars on these websites. And the owners of these websites love them. They think they're great. They're aesthetically pleasing. But why did all these owners change them? Because although they may have been aesthetically pleasing to the particular owner of the website, it doesn't mean they're effective. So here's another website. Well, Some people like it, some people don't. But now, after you get back the like or the dislike, once you get past that, what are the compelling reasons why I should do something on a website? There's another website. Very nice colors, very aesthetically pleasing. Another website. This gentleman, this website he loved it. He said people would come in and tell him that he had the most beautiful website or the best website out there. Now, some people have a they just love this website. But if you go back to the 7 most common mistakes for email captures, for, like call to action buttons, like where are they on these websites? So, I'm going to show you now the after implementing marketing processes to maximize visitor conversion, because this is what this is all about. We have to convert the visitor. And actually the step is convert a visitor to a prospect to a patient. Sometimes you can convert the visitor to a patient right away, but it's not always the case. In most cases, you've got to try and capture their email address because they're going to go to multiple websites, and we got to create a relationship with them. So we go back to this website. Now, again, very aesthetically pleasing. It got changed to this. Now, some people might like this. Some people might like this. But that's not the point. We're trying to maximize visitor conversion. So when you go back to this website, where's the email opt-ins? Where's the call to action? Where's the testimonials? See, this again is valuable real estate. And people want to be able to get to where they want to go or what they came to this website for immediately. So we take a look at this. Now, a lot of people fail. The first thing, they don't even put down a phone number on their website. But that's where the phone number is. I haven't put it in here. Like we've protected all our clients. We don't want you phoning them up and calling them as I would expect. If we did work for you, you wouldn't want tons of people calling you up as well. But the phone number's there in full view. After that, right on the front page, request an appointment. Right there. You came to get an appointment? Here it is, right up front. And we read from left to right. So that's why we put the important stuff on the right-hand side. And request appointments on the top right. We have a refer a friend. That's on the top right as well. You take a look at this, we have an email capture. Free report, 4 test and improvement methods on how to look younger in 30 days or less. We have a new patient special offer. It's right there on the front page. We have all his procedures. We have his main procedures that they can get to in a hurry. They're right there. We also have testimonials. And all this is above the fold. So all this valuable real estate is taken up with actionable items. People can do things right away. They can get to what they want to get to. They can see that I've got reviews. I've got offers on them. This is not a magic system. This is just a tested and proven internet marketing system. And if it looks busy to you, to the visitor, it's very, very well defined. And you'll find that your page depth will increase. They will get to where they want to get to in a hurry. Now, I have to tell you, before they even get to the website, this is what we have right on the very first. When they come there, it's an email capture for a £50 off coupon. Because that patient or that customer is actually an international patient. Works on the same principles. Here's another one. You saw the before. Here's the after. Now, she loved her website. We wanted to maintain the same integrity of it, the same colors, the same look and feel. So that's why it's a very, very soft-looking website. But once again, if you take a look on the previous website, no call to action. She did have her name and phone number right in plain view, right in the middle, which was great. At least they could call her. But there's no place to schedule an appointment. There's no email capture. There's no testimonials. So we changed it to this, which is basically the phone number is basically the same spot, but request an appointment's visible. Underneath that is complimentary consultation. We actually have the free report, the email, which is slightly below the line. But she wanted 4 procedures across the top, and so that made us bump down the columns, because this is a 3-column website. There's columns on the left, columns on the right, and columns in the middle. And those columns stay from page to page. So there's always a new patient special offer on every page. There's also a free report opt-in on every page. There's also testimonials on every page. The procedures are right up front, that they can get to them in a hurry. There's a special offer, and the testimonials are below the fold. We want it above the fold, but the doctor on this particular website thought her picture and her story was more important than the testimonials. I differ on that one, but it's her website, and she thought that that was the main reason why people come there, and once they saw her, then that was great. So that's where it is. It's still her website, and she still has a little bit of control over it. We can give you recommendations, we can tell you what works, and if you read your website statistics, you'll see what works. Now here's the other one. Again, very aesthetically pleasing. They were very, very happy with this website. But it wasn't doing the job. It wasn't converting the number of patients it wasn't converting the number of visitors to patients, and there was a real problem here. So we try to, again, maintain the same integrity of it, but if you take a look at it, now the phone number is there. Request an appointment is right on the top. Email capture, new patient special offer, procedures, testimonials. This is a 3-column website. Column on the left, column on the right. They both stay from page to page. This website, and the dentist we did this website for, again, extremely happy with his website. He spent a lot of money on it. He loved it. Again, he just wasn't getting the number of conversions that he wanted to. So he looked around to try and find why people weren't requesting an appointment. And he had a new patient, fill out new patient forms right on the front, both on the left-hand side. He did have his phone number on there, but there was no conversion. So his website got changed to this. And the first thing he said, and probably the first thing that comes to your mind is, man, is this ever busy? Holy mackerel. Look at all that stuff. I prefer the other one. You may prefer the other one. However, he's getting 30 to 50 new patients per month on this website, which he wasn't getting on his previous website. And he's in a very, very small town. So now, again, phone numbers on the top, opt-in email, procedures. We started with 3, and he's up to 6 on the front page now. We have request an appointment. We have testimonials, which are slightly below the fold. And we have a new patient special offer. You see, when someone comes in and sees your storefront or your practice front, I mean, like, there's a lot of things that you have in your practice, but they've come there for a particular reason. And the reason is to solve their problem. Your job is to be able to get those people to the pages that they want to in a hurry, but in between there, try and capture their email address. Because if I can capture their email address, now I can sequentially follow up them, I can create a relationship, and over time, I will convert them because of that relationship, because I've shown an interest in them, because I'm now giving them reasons why they should be doing business with me above all their options, including doing nothing at all. This gentleman, this is what he said after he got his website. He said, I started working with Juan Romano in the fall of 2009. I've always had 1 or 2 pretty websites, but could never get a web style that would sell my services. Juan has developed a website for me that employs all of the concepts of internet marketing. That's important. All of the concepts of internet marketing. He has helped me develop multi-step email campaigns to market our niche services. I have also had Smile Reminders for many years and have never been able to utilize it to consistently send emails to my patient base. Ron has totally taken over my weekly email campaigns, authorizing everything from contests to monthly promotions. This past December, usually one of my slowest months, turned out to be the best month of the year. Ron's easy to talk to and great to work with. More importantly, he understands marketing. So there's a couple of good things in there. First of all, if the email campaigns he knows works, and he does different things with them, contests, promotions. But he went from, man, this website's too busy, to, man, I've had the best month I've ever had. This is another website. And again, this gentleman, very happy with his website. Patients, again, would come in and say, this is great, love your website. But the problem, again, was no conversions, or very few conversions. You see, most people, when they take a look at their website, they think that they're getting traffic. They think that they're getting people through their website, but they don't actually know. They may ask patients when they come in, or ask the clients when they come in, and the client may or may not know themselves. They may have said, gee, I went to your website. They may have not. Sometimes they don't even know. Or they'll just say something just to say something. But he wasn't getting what he wanted to. So he just wanted to make over his existing website, and we came up with this concept. But when we took a look at it, and he agreed with it, the whole design looked old. It looked dated. So we changed it around to this. And now he is kicking butt with it. He is getting appointments from his website. Everything is right there. Again, the phone number is right there. All the procedures are right there. Easy for people to see, easy for them to get at. He's got special offers, easy to see, easy to get at. They're all above the fold. Again, this is valuable real estate. Get people to where they want to get to. Give them the offers that they can benefit from right out of the gate. Make an appointment right there in the top right. Sign up for their newsletter. Here's another one. This person, this particular cosmetic surgeon, he wanted to have a very classy website. Now, when we ended up changing this website to implement the marketing processes, he wanted a different look to it. So we didn't keep the same style of website. We gave him something a little bit different. But again, everything was right there. The phone number, procedures, email capture, make an appointment which is slightly below the fold, but he has health and beauty tips above that. And again, his appointment, request an appointment button and testimonials are below the fold. But this is the style and design that he wanted. All the components are there. We try and keep them above the fold if we can. And we highly recommend that you try and keep them above the fold if you can. I mean, someone's come into your website. This is what they see. Give them the roadmap. Give them the blueprint. Give them a system to follow, and they'll follow it. So let's talk about irresistible offers. You have to create some sort of irresistible offers. Now, this is the new patient promotion, and you can put it on any of your websites, but make it a promotion. So when they go from, the new patient special offer, you can have multiple promotions if you want. This particular website has about 8 of them. We put them in forms of coupon. They can print them off if they want. But if you notice down the right-hand column and left-hand column, things stayed the same. You can still see the opt-in for the email on the top right. You can still see the refer a friend before and after photos. On the left-hand side, he's got his testimonials, which will link to his testimonials page as well. But we always show the one testimonial. This is a refer a friend page, which we recommend that you put on every one of your websites. It's like you can train people. This is a $50 credit. If I refer a friend, I get a $50 credit. And how can we track it? We track it because when they refer a friend, they're going to send them this particular gift certificate, which is going to have the friend's name on it, and it's going to have the referring party's name on it. And they can do it all through the website. And the email is going to come from that person. So if I send the email to my friend, the email is coming from me, even though I'm sending it from this person's website. So you have to have multiple calls to action. We talked about a free report. We talked about the request an appointment on every page. How about refer a friend? How about new patient special offers? This is just another free opt-in for a free oral hygiene kit, but you can do anything for free. Give them something. Test different things. Not everything may work, but if you read your stats, it'll tell you what's working and what's not working. But you have to have multiple calls to action, and you have to have multiple calls to action on every single page because we don't know where they're going to go to. They may come to your website, not see the left-hand, right-hand column. They might see the request an appointment, or they might see the procedure that they want to get to. And once they get to the procedure, now they're more into it, and if all these things are on the website page on the left-hand column and right-hand column, the chances of them opting in are now much, much better. And this is where it makes a difference. gift certificates. You know, we started implementing these about 12 months ago. We tested them out for about 4 months, and this is just after Groupon started to get very, very big, and all the other players came into the market. I mean, everyone's now coupon crazy. And so we decided to test it out. We did our testing on it. Since we've implemented it, this has been killer. So when you go to one of our websites that we've done, we put this gift certificate as a slide-in that comes up before they get to the website. They can click it off, but this is just creating tons of email traffic. The conversion rates on these coupons are anywhere from 40 to 45% presently on average, which is huge. And we're getting people opting in for the coupons every single day. So this is probably one of the best marketing strategies that we've ever had to capture email addresses and to convert prospects to actual patients. So this is something that I would highly, highly recommend, and stick it on a website, you know, before anything happens. That one was a $50 one. This is a $100 gift certificate. You know, it's up to you. You can have all kinds of riders on this. This one's $100 off any dental procedure. This offer is available to you as a first-time patient only, excluding new patient special offer. You can put all kinds of other, restrictions on it if you want. So test it out. See what works. We've had them, with cosmetic surgeons from $50 to $100, and they still get tons of opt-ins. Successful websites capture email addresses and email to convert prospects to patients. This is one of the most important parts of any website conversion that you're ever going to have. You have to capture the email address of a prospect, and that's why we put in the gift certificate. That's why we do all the things that we do, because people are looking for a relationship. That's what they want. But the money is in the creating a relationship, and we do that through email marketing. Email marketing done properly increases prospect conversions, increases sales appointments from existing clients and patients. It trains your base to refer, and informs your existing base of all your products and services. So let me just explain a few of those. It increases prospect conversions because now we do get to email them sequentially and to create that relationship. It can position us as a knowledgeable expert, almost like a consultant, giving them good, helpful information. It increases sales and appointments from existing clients, because now we're creating a relationship with them. I mean, you're fighting against a lot of other, people in the same marketplace as you. Not only that, you're fighting against your suppliers. And I don't care if it's a dental procedure, it's a cosmetic procedure, you're fighting against your suppliers, because they're trying to get them to their website, and if you go to their website, then it says find a doctor in your area. Now you're entering a zip code, now you're entering the address, and you may or may not show up on that website. You may or may not show up in the first 3 or 4. You may show up on number 10 or number 11. Or someone else may show up that's a mile closer than I am. So you've lost them. So you want to get in front of your patient. You want to tell them about teeth whitening. You want to tell them about the latest laser treatments that are out there. You want to tell them about all the innovative technology that's happening. And you want to do it on a regular basis, because last month I wasn't interested in teeth whitening. This month I'm not interested in teeth whitening. But next month, gee whiz, when I get an invitation to a wedding shower and I take a look in the mirror, maybe I am interested in teeth whitening. You should be promoting that a couple of times a year. And it's the same with the cosmetic surgeons. It's the same in every single niche. You have to get in front of them multiple times, because I'm not interested in the product or service right now. I may not read it. I may not even open the email. But you have to send it out on a consistent and a regular basis. You can also have contests. I mean, like you can have a refer a friend contest. We do that at least once a year for our clients. We train them how to refer patients. And once you train them, now your best referring people know how to do it. And that's why we put a page on the website. That's why we put a link from an email to refer a friend. We'll show you that a little bit later. But you can train your base to do all kinds of things. You can train them to give you testimonials. this is how people communicate now. I mean, we're stuck to our iPad, we're stuck to our iPhone, our BlackBerry, whatever mobile device we have. I mean, that thing's glued to our waist 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So this is how they prefer to get information. Now, I always liken this to Barack Obama. Love or hate him, but this is his website. And when he was running for president, this was his website. And if you notice, basically, you can do one of two things. You can either enter your email address or you can leave and not get access. And we all know that he won the election online. He was able to capture enough email addresses and be able to keep in touch with those people, and that's why you see enter your zip code, because he could customize the messages per state, per zip code. That's why Barack Obama got thousands of people to his town hall meetings, and McCain got like 100 or 200, because he didn't market to them. And that's what he's doing right now. I'm on his list. I'm on just about everybody's list. But to understand that, you have to understand the lifetime value of one client or one patient. Barack Obama understands the value of one email address because he understands the value of that one person, whether it's a vote or a donation. He understands the value of it. So if you're a dentist, what's the lifetime value of your patient? The ADA says it's about $1,500 per year. Lifetime value is about $25,000. You know, they're going to include a referral in that. Could be even higher. What about for a cosmetic surgeon? It's double, it's triple, it's quadruple that. We have one client, he calls them $1 million patients. Over their lifetime, and if they refer their friends, which they probably will if you train them how to do that, the lifetime value of a patient could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if you understand the lifetime value of it, you understand how important it is to go and get it and to convert it. The money's in the database. All internet marketers will tell you that. The money's in the database. Build your database of prospects. Build your database of clients. Continually market to your database of clients. Continually market to your database of prospects. You'll convert. It's just like the people on this call. I have webinars on a regular basis, and over time, we convert a certain amount of prospects to clients. Because 6 months ago, they weren't interested in doing anything. They were happy. Their appointment book was filled. Now their appointment book's not so filled. Things are going the other way. And now they realize that they need help. Some people realize they need help before that point. But then if I'm in front of them at the time they realize that, then you can get a client. It's the same with you. They may not need your services right now. They may not need liposuction, or they may not need an implant right now. But in 6 months' time, when their dentures are slipping or a tooth falls out and they need an implant, and you're right in front of them. So that's what you have to be aware of. See, Barack Obama, when he got elected president, this is the first email I got, was for his 4-year calendar. For a small donation of $35. He also sends me information. You know, yesterday's disappointing election results show deep discontent in the pace of change, blah, 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 blah. But at the bottom, it's always a donate button. This is the last email I got a couple of days ago. Now, he's branding himself, which is smart. Now his emails have his picture in them. Now I put George Clooney's picture in because it's Ron. See how he personalized it? Mark your calendar. On May the 10th, George Clooney is hosting an event at his home in Los Angeles to support President Obama. If you donate $3 or whatever you can today, you'll be automatically entered to be there. He's now asking for donation. He's got like 15, 20 million email addresses. If he converts 1% of those people to an average donation of a lousy $3, how much money is he making? A lot of money. But he's doing it every single email, and I get multiple emails per week from Barack Obama. Here's another one. One voice can change the world. Get the t-shirt. Barack Obama's running a shopping cart on his website. Now, if it's good enough for the president to send me emails 2, 3, 4 times a week, maybe it's good enough for you to start email marketing to your base, letting them know all the services that you provide, creating a stronger relationship, and every once in a while asking them to buy something. There's nothing wrong with that. So how not to email market? Like, this is really, really important. You know, like, we all know that newspapers and magazines are going bankrupt because they're taking their offline advertising and putting it online. The good news for the good marketers is they're doing the same stuff online as they were doing offline, which is just sending out basically an image style ad. It's an ad. And unfortunately, we get the ads like this. And when you get an ad like that, I already know what you do, because you do exactly the same thing that I do. You click it off. You don't bother clicking it on. You click it off. So, don't send an email like that. If you're going to send an email, send it so they can read it. And also, do relationship selling. Relationship selling isn't giving them an ad, asking them to buy something, because pretty soon you turn that off. It's like having a neighbor who comes over all the time and all he wants to do is borrow your lawnmower, borrow your car, borrow a cup of sugar, borrow whatever. He always wants something. After a while, you shut the door. You close the windows. You don't bother answering it anymore because he's just selling you something. Relationship selling is what is where it's at right now. That's why we've got 575 million people on Facebook, over 100 million videos on YouTube, a couple hundred people on Twitter, Dig, everyone's online, and they're all into the websites that are creating relationships, because that's what we want. We want the story. We don't want to be sold. We want some information. So give the people what they want. Successful emails are relevant, informative, and fun. That's what you have to do with your emails. So this is a typical email. This is a relationship building email. We send at least one of these per month for our clients. And you should send it too. Nothing to do with selling anything. This one was for Father's Day. Hi, Ron. Here are a few of my Father's Day quotes and some interesting history on the origin. One quote: I have found the best way to give advice to your children is to find out what they want and then advise them to do it. Harry Truman. Next one: when I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have the old man around, but when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much the old man had learned in 7 years. From Mark Twain. Now, in the bottom it says, hope you like these quotes. I've done a little research on the history of Father's Day. Near as I can figure, it all started 4,000 years ago. This is an interesting email, and it touches the hearts of some people, and this type of email gets forwarded. But if you notice, you can read the email without having to download the pictures. So if I do click to download, I get the branding, I get a little Happy Father's Day thing, and I can read it. But I can read it without downloading it, which is important, because a lot of people have a viewing pane open on their computer. They may not necessarily technically open the email, but they're reading it, and they're seeing if it's worthwhile. But emails like this get forwarded. This one, that was excellent. I'm forwarding on to several of my friends. This is how your emails become viral. This is how you gain new prospects. This is how you gain new clients. Because now they want more of the information. They now want the relationship with you. Here's another one. And you want to tie in, when I say your email should be relevant, I mean this one we did with the Oscars. And the subject line was, who's got the Oscars Best Red Carpet Smile? It's important that you get your emails opened. Very important. So we personalized. Hi, Mally. It's that time of year again, and all the buzz about the Oscars. What's the best film? Who's going to win for the best actor and actress? Of course, everyone wants to be seen on the red carpet. Well, we did the whole red carpet smile, and all these actors and actresses have had work done. So, well, you can bet your bottom dollar they all had smile makeovers. So do you want to see what your red carpet smile looks like? Now we got the offer underneath. But we start with the story. And that's what you have to do, is start with the story. It's a relationship building story. And this is what people respond to. Hello, do you have an appointment available on Friday, March 25th at 12:30 for a cleaning? Also, how much will it cost to fix my smile? These are the types of things you get back when you send out emails like this. Because now interested. This one was for liposuction. And our subject line is how to lose inches on your lunch hour. Again, you got to get it open. Well, hi, Angie. It's getting to that time of year again. The warmer months are just ahead, which typically means we're out and about more. We wear less clothing and spend more time outdoors. It's a common time of year to try and look our best, so we're often found toning up at the gym and watching our diet, buying new clothes. The thing is, our body may not look the way we would like it to. Naturally, things aren't looking like they used to. I'm not going to say we're getting old. That's a state of mind. But I can say that certain parts of our body may not look the way we want them to look. It might be your abdomen, thighs, arms, underarms, butter, loose sagging skin under the chin. Sometimes it's just a matter of losing a couple of pounds in the right places, of course. Since we all want to look and feel our best, here's 2 things we can do that will greatly enhance our quality of life in every facet. Have a balanced diet and regular exercise. But it's a nice story. So we go on to say, but let's get real for a moment in today's busy world. And then we finish off with how to eliminate fat in inches in 1 hour guaranteed. So now we tell them a little about smart liposuction and how it works. And from this email, there were 17 responses with requests for more information. But that's not the best part. Because some people responded for more information, we sent out the next email to follow up the first one in the next week. And we changed the subject line and we personalized it. Barbara, did you have a question? So we amassed the most commonly asked questions. And we said on our last email, it seemed to generate some questions on the body sculpting procedure of Smart Lipo. So I thought I'd be proactive and provide answers to the most commonly asked questions. So I went through the most commonly asked questions. And the good news was we generated another 12 responses from this particular email for this particular client with requests for more information. So this client sent out 2 emails. We did the emails for them. We sent them out 2 weeks. And what happened was he had 29 responses and 12 booked appointments in a 2-week period for this particular procedure, which, by the way, is not an inexpensive procedure. So is email marketing worth it? Absolutely. If you take a look at the way we send our emails now, we try and brand them for you. But what's more important, we actually put links back to your website so we can track who's doing what. We also, on the sidebar, put patient feedback, refer a friend, and schedule an appointment. So we make it easy for them. Those are also on the bottom of the email. So if they make it to the bottom and they want to schedule an appointment, it's easy to get to. So we put marketing processes on the emails as well. This one is also a fun email, and it's a contest. It had to tie in with March Madness. And I believe the subject line was, it's March Madness at the dentist. It says, hi, Robert, I don't know if you're into NCAA basketball March Madness, but if you didn't already know, a lot of us here in the office are huge fans. So here's my take on the Classic. So we did a little bit of information about the particular take on March Madness from this particular dentist, which was great, a little personal stuff. He gives his picks, and halfway down the email it says, pick your team and the final score and win an official NCAA team jersey of your choice. Now, we tied this in with a promotion to his office. We created the posters in his office and the handout for the ballots. So we tried to hit as many people as we could. So we tried to integrate it. So here's the deal. You pick the team you think will win the tournament and give a final score. If your team makes it and you're the closest to the total of the final score, you win an official NCAA jersey of your choice. If nobody gets the team right, then it goes to the one who's closest to picking the winning score. Now, if you look at the last paragraph, it also says you won't be sleeping through this tournament. You might want to snooze, but you might want to snooze if you're going to have some dental work done. That's going to take a long time. So why not try one of the most popular methods of treatment, sedation dentistry? So we took this and linked it into a procedure. Because we already got their attention, now we linked in the procedure. Lo and behold, did he also get a lot of people who entered in scores? Yes. Did we get some people who wanted to inquire about sedation dentistry? Yes, of course he did. Because you provide the seed, and you do it in a non-threatening way. We're not selling anything. We're providing information. We're describing what sedation dentistry is. That's all. We also can do regular styles. This is an image style ad. And sometimes people want to send out an image style ad. This was put in the newspaper. This particular cosmetic surgeon wanted to send out an email. And we formatted it, sent it out as an email. Do we like to send this one out? No. Occasionally it doesn't hurt. But the reason we prefer this to this one is very simple. Conversion. This has a higher open level and a higher conversion level. And this one was, subject line on this was, we've come a long way, baby. And the whole thing is even ancient people wanted straight teeth. According to the American Association of Orthodontics, archaeologists have discovered mummified ancients with crude metal bands wrapped around their individual teeth. In 1972, French dentist Pierre Fauchot published a book called The Surgeon Dentist, which was all a lead-in to 6-month smiles. Orthodontics have come a long way since those days. New advances in the field allow us to provide options to traditional braces. If you have crowded or crooked teeth or under or overbite spaces between your teeth and you want to do something about it, then you might want to consider cosmetic braces. Like we went on to go a little bit more about 6-month smiles at the bottom of this email. And if you go further down it, we're actually going to have a case study, but this is where we put in an offer. And they can schedule a complimentary consultation just by clicking on the email, and it goes right to scheduling a complimentary consultation. But the offer was at the bottom. We're not selling, we're providing information. The selling is done underneath, which actually has higher conversion rates. Successful email marketing requires consistency and frequency. So your basic expense is the money you lose every month without an internet marketing system that attracts new prospects, converts them to patients, and automatically follows up with both your patients and prospects with regularity and frequency to increase their lifetime value. You have to implement these types of systems if you want to make a difference. Now, I notice on the call that we have quite a few people, and we have quite a few repeat people as well. And when I go back to some of those websites, I see that nothing has changed. So there are different types of people. One group of people are those who just watch things happening. They like to watch and observe, and there's nothing wrong with that. There are those people who actually wonder what's happening, and there are those people that make things happen. And that group of people is in the minority. But those are the most successful people. So it's your choice. You can continue down the same path you're going on right now. You can do the same things that you're doing right now. And you'll probably get the same results or even diminishing results with what you're doing. Or you can change and start implementing these stuff. And if you can't implement, then you outsource. It's still more cost effective to get it done than it is not to get it done. That is if you want to build your practice. If you don't want to build your practice or your business, then don't worry about it. Earl Nightingale had a very, very good saying. I really liked it. He said, people with goals succeed because they know where they're going. Well, a lot of us have goals, and we do absolutely nothing about it. I'd prefer to like to say people with plans succeed because they know where they're going. They actually have a plan. They have a blueprint. They have an implementation schedule. They have a system where they want to implement. So if you want to be successful, have a plan. Have an implementation plan. Now, I was asked to write an article a number of years ago when all the financial problems were ensuing across the country, and all those large institutions were going bankrupt. And a magazine came up to me and asked me if I would write an article on how to survive a cash flow crisis in your business. And of course, I had 600 to 700 words to do it in. And it was driving me crazy because that's basically a book. But what it boiled down to was really 3 things if you're facing a financial crisis in your business. First thing is don't panic. Number 1, just don't panic. Step back and then do number 2, which is make a plan. And number 3 is implement your plan, which is the same thing that any successful business should have, because they basically follow number 2 and number 3. Make a plan, implement a plan. If you want to be successful marketing on the internet, make a plan, implement the plan. But just don't make any plan. Use plans that are successful. Use plans that are tested and proven. Use plans that internet marketers use. I had a discussion with a person the other day who was a consulting client of mine, and they had all kinds of ideas, and they had all kinds of things that they wanted to do, and all kinds of ideas that they wanted to implement. And he really was very, very forceful in what he liked. And it got down to the point was I had to sort of stop him in his shoes, and I said, I don't really care what you like. I said, I care what your prospects do, and I care what your existing clients do. Because what you like or what you don't like, your vote does not count. People who pay you the money, their vote counts. So if you want to implement something that you like, let's take a look at the stats. And if the stats are good, then great, you were right. But you just go ahead and do something because that's what you think. That's what you think you'd like. That's what you think other people want. You may or may not be correct. I prefer to use tested and proven systems. I don't prefer to be the guinea pig out there. I prefer to let other people do that and just copy success. And that's what this is. So if you copy success, your chances of being successful are much greater. Now, I promised you a special gift at the end, and this is our best email capture system. It's our best patient attraction system. It's a gift coupon that goes right on your website. When anyone gets there, before they even hit your front page, they're going to get this gift certificate. We will make up one of these for you at absolutely no charge. We will personalize it. We'll put your logo in there if you want. We'll put any copy in there that you want. We will professionally design it and give you the design that you can stick on your website. Now, of course, if anyone opts in, I suggest you have an email follow-up system to really help the conversion rate. But that's my gift to you for attending the webinar and spending the time, because you being here and staying to the end tells me that you actually want to improve your business. You actually want to get more out of what you've got. So, if you want one of these, it's very easy. To get your free coupon, just call me. It's 877-767-7775. My extension is 102. Or email. Email me at ron@marketingandsalesexpert.com. If you would like a personal consultation on your website, if you would like some follow-up to this, just let me know. You can either email me. I'm not sure if the chat button is open, but if the chat button is open, just send me a quick note that you want some follow-up, and I'd be happy to follow up with you. I'd be happy to review your particular website, help you out where I can, give you some suggestions for your particular situation to help make you better at what you do. Because in the end, this is a system. This is exactly what everything is about. Using tested and proven internet marketing strategies, techniques, and systems that will help you improve your bottom line. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. If anyone has a question, we have a few minutes left. We're on time, and we started on time. If you have a question, raise your hand, and I'll unmute your microphone, and I can answer it if you'd like. A lot of people think that to be successful on the internet, it's some great big secret, and why are people successful, and why is one person successful over the next? It's usually because one particular person is using multiple systems or doing multiple things, and they're usually just not inventing it. They're using a system that they know has had success in the past, and then they're tracking it and measuring it. And that's what you want to do. I know I talked to one particular client the other day, and he was in Los Angeles. He was getting 500 people to his website a day, and I said, that's not very many, but if you put some marketing systems in there, you might be able to do that. I think Sandra has a question. Oh, Sandra's on a telephone. That's why she can't. I'm sorry, Sandra. I don't think we have a telephone line on this one. It's really through your computer. So I don't know if I can, let me see if I can do something here. Maybe send you an audio pin or something. If you can, Sandra, send me an email, or maybe if there's a chat box open, let me know about the chat box, what your question was. But getting back to this particular client, he was getting 500 people and getting almost no conversions. And so there's a reason for that. Let's see here. John, question: how much it totally costs to rebuild your website? John, I would have to take a look at your website to start with, but I will give you a ballpark figure to start with. Usually, if you go for a professional website design is going to cost you approximately $1,000. And that's by time we go back and forth a couple of times and design and really decide what you want, the look and feel that you want, and what marketing processes we're going to put on that. After that, it has to be coded and formatted for the internet, and that's approximately $500. Then after that, we have to transfer the information from your particular website to the new website. You're looking at approximately $1,500 to do that. And then there's my time, which I spend with you, which is a consulting and IT management time. So we actually talk together, go over the marketing processes, go over your website on a page-to-page basis, and figure out what we're going to do, what we're going to put on there. That's another 1997 to get that done. But it's a lot of hours of my time. Plus, we have to manage the IT to make sure that everything's transferred properly. Are there marketing processes on every page? It takes approximately 8 weeks to redo a website on a page-by-page basis because there's so much in there. Even when you do testimonials, there's a system for doing testimonials properly. If you notice, they should be in italics. If you notice, they should have quotation marks. If you noticed on the websites that we had testimonials that you could see, there was also a headline. So you got to go through that on a regular basis. There's a lot to that. But then if you think, how many patients do I need to break even? Because I only need 3 or 4. I don't need a lot. And so your website can be a real money-making investment for you if you do it properly. Like, we even stick toll-free messages on there so we can track them. There's no cost to you, but we want to track and see where your calls are coming from. Sandra asked if there's going to be a replay on this, and we'll have to see, Sandra. Sometimes we put replays on them, sometimes we don't. It all depends. This one was a particular webinar for people who wanted some information, and we kind of revealed a lot on it, so I don't know if we're going to post this again. Again, if you'd like to talk about your particular situation, I'd be happy to. We can set up a time to discuss something and then go over it and see where we can make improvements, see how we can get you more patients to your website. Remember, this is a system, and you can track and measure it. So you'll know exactly how many new patients you get. And again, it's to do a website properly. It's not going to be inexpensive, but the rewards are great. It's just like if I wanted to enter into a horse race. Would I go out and buy the cheapest horse I could to enter the race? No. I go out and get the best horse I could because I want to win the race, because there's a prize for winning the race. It's the same for your website. You don't want the cheapest website you can get. You want the highest producing, most highly valued conversion website that you can get, because it's going to make you money. And that's what you want. Websites are a good investment if they're done properly. They will make you a ton of money. They're your 24/7 salesperson. They will build you a huge database of prospects. They will do a lot for you, but you've got to do it properly. Well, it looks like we're heading into 9 o'clock, which is our time's up now. I'd like to thank everyone for attending this website. Like I said, if anyone does want a follow-up call, please let me know. Either call me. Again, my email address is ron@marketingsalesexpert.com. My phone number is 877-767-7775. My extension is 102. We are not, a big company that's going to churn out templates for you. Our template is in the system. We still respect the content that you have. We still respect, your need to look professional as you can. But this isn't a boilerplate. This takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to make sure that your website produces patients for you. It turns those prospects into clients. And the conversion techniques are solid, tested, and proven conversion techniques. Thanks again for attending the webinar, and we hope to hear from you soon. Goodbye and good night.